manifest anything in 10 minutes? Is that really possible? Yes, yes, it is actually. Now, there's two ways that you can go about this. You can literally manifest something in 10 minutes, or if you want to set the bar a little higher and manifest something bigger, like a bigger goal, you can do it in 10-minute intervals to get to that higher goal. And that'll make more sense to you by the time that I'm done here. So with the law of attraction, if you've been watching teachers talk about the law of attraction for a while, you may be confused, or you're starting to get the sense that there's something deeper here. But whatever that deeper thing is, it appears that we're using some kind of technique to get that deeper thing to work. Well, that's closer to the truth. And yes, it is true. There are techniques that you can use to cultivate this deeper thing. Well, what's the deeper thing? Let's just go right to the chase right now. Well, guys, it's called faith. It's called belief. The Bible said, if you have but the faith of a mustard seed, you shall move mountains. Why is that? Well, because you either have faith or you don't. Well, I have a lot of faith. Well, I only have a little bit of faith. No, you either have it or you don't. In contrast, hope is something that you can have a lot of or a little bit of, but that's not it. Hope is not going to help you here, because if you have hope, that's the same as saying, I don't have this thing, or it's not going to happen. I just hope it does. But I'm not really sure. Faith is where you're fucking sure. And even if you got a little bit of faith, that's the same as having a lot of faith. Because you're sure. There's no having a lot or a little faith. You either got it or you don't. That's the way this works. Now, you can start with a thing like belief. So, do I believe I'm going to manifest $1 million in 10 minutes? Well, no. Could I manifest $100 in 10 minutes? Yeah, that's actually possible. You could actually walk outside and find a $100 bill laying on the ground. That could happen. That's believable, actually. To me, anyway. Maybe for you, it's not. But could you find a quarter? Could you find $1? Just start somewhere. Okay, start small. That's kind of one of the things I want to talk about in this video. At the beginning, I said we're going to go two ways. You can either manifest something in 10 minutes right now for really reals, or you can manifest a bigger goal in 10-minute intervals. So that's kind of what I meant by that. So could I manifest a quarter in 10 minutes? Yeah. Yeah, you can manifest a penny in 10 minutes if you believe you can. And guys, it'll happen. But for some reason, we humans, we have a problem believing that we can manifest $1 million in 10 minutes. Technically, it's true. You are that powerful. You can do that. But for some reason, we humans, I don't know, it's the programming, it's the ego, whatever it is. And there's a whole conversation to be had right there, right? Letting go of the fear. But nonetheless, just whatever. This is where we are right now today. You don't believe you can manifest $1 million in 10 minutes. Fine. Can you do it in 10-minute intervals, in 10-minute increments? What if I start with, all right, maybe I could manifest $1 million in a year or two. Maybe I could, because that's, I mean, gosh, how much is that in 2 years? That would be 41,000 and a half. That'd be like over $41,500 a month. That's kind of a lot of money still. I don't know. I guess I'd have to start a business. All right. Well, there you go. Then go start a business, right? Could you do that? Let's start with that. How do you start a business? 10-minute intervals. Do you believe you can start a business? Yeah, I could start a business. I think I could do that. Right. Now you're on to something. Do you see how this works? You got to cultivate belief, and it helps if you start kind of in a practical way. Okay. Now I'm going to share with you a technique that you can use. All right. In this video to manifest anything you want in 10 minutes. So the first thing you got to do is sit down and place yourself into a state of meditation. And you can look around on my channel. There's a lot of videos that I recommend on how to meditate. One thing that you might want to learn is something called induction, where you play around with moving the awareness around in your body. You know, you're sitting there meditating, you feel your hands, and then you switch the awareness to your leg, and then you switch the awareness to your arm, and then you switch the awareness to your whole body, and then you let it go, and you let go, and you let go, and you let go, and you let go. Right? So if you're new here, guys, you got to learn to meditate, and you got to be expert level at meditating no matter what you do. Law of attraction, your twin flame, you know, getting Zen, having a spiritual breakthrough, any of that stuff. Meditation, it doesn't matter what spiritual teacher you talk to, they're always going to tell you, you got to meditate. So if you're not already doing that, you better get started, right? You have to learn how to get your brain out of the alpha state, okay? You got to get it kind of into that beta state, all right? Where you're not doing battle with thoughts, but you're more accepting of the thoughts, and you feel more grounded. You're in the present moment, okay? And that just comes with practice, you guys. So you better get started if you're not already doing that. Now, once you start meditating and you get into that beta state, you feel detached from the thoughts. Even if the thoughts are going on, you're present. If you're asking me a question like, Kurt, how do I do that? Then you need to go practice meditation. And just go watch my meditation playlist videos, learn about how to meditate. It's easy, actually, to meditate, but that could take a month just cultivating in and of itself. But I'll assume that you're already at least, if you're at least a beginner at meditating, that's good enough. That's good enough. If you're at least a beginner at meditating, that's good enough. Now, once you're in a meditative state and you're feeling more present, right? You're feeling more grounded in that meditative state. What I want you to do is I want you to visualize a phone call. You pick up the phone, and on the phone is God. I'm serious. This works. God tells you, you got what you wanted. Let's say, and again, you have to start with pick something believable. Do you want to manifest $100 right now, literally in 10 minutes? You can do that if you believe you can. If you believe you can. So you answer the phone and God goes, hey, I got this $100 for you. Now, the mind, it wants to know, how is that going to happen? When is it going to happen? Where am I going to find the $100? What are the steps and actual things I got to do? Where am I going to find it? It wants to know all the answers. And that's what I'm trying to tell you is you got to let that stuff go. You just have to believe it. And that's all. As soon as the mind starts asking a million questions, you just look at the mind and you go, no, Mr. Mind, I just know it's going to happen. I don't need to know how. This is key. You might even write this down. I just know it's going to happen. I don't need to know how. Just be in vibration with your desire, and you know that it's coming. I know I'm going to find that $100. Don't stress out and become attached to the outcome or how it's going to happen. It comes with perfect timing. God did not forget, so be happy you have it. Just be present and enjoy it. This is the next thing that I want you to write down. Gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. And this is kind of a heart math kind of thing. If any of you watching have ever heard of the Heart Math Institute, okay, this is real science. This is technology. This is the technology of the three-part triune being, body, mind, soul. So you feel gratitude in your heart, and you might even touch your heart and cultivate a sense of gratitude. So as soon as you get off the phone in your visualization, you cultivate a sense of gratitude in your heart that the $100, I'm going to find it somewhere, or someone's going to give it to me or something. I don't know how. You don't need to know how. You don't need to do God's job. Your job is to just know that it's coming, and you just believe that it's coming. Or even if it's 25 cents, whatever you can do to believe it. And that's what this is all about. You have to cultivate belief itself. So if you don't believe you can find $100 in 10 minutes, but you believe you can find 15 cents or 10 cents or 25 cents or $1, then just start with that. Start small. Or I believe I could, so that's the actually getting something in literally 10 minutes. The other route is the 10-minute spurts. You do this little manifesting exercise for 10 minutes. And you're going to start with, well, I'm going to find a business opportunity so that I can manifest $10,000 or $1 million. You do it in 10-minute spurts. Okay. You do the meditation. You visualize the phone call. Hey, you're going to get a business opportunity, or hey, you're going to get that job. Break it down into smaller, manageable chunks, guys. If you want to manifest $1 million or $10,000, fine, but what is the path to that? What does that look like? Think about that first before you sit down and do the manifestation exercise. Okay? And think of a way to do that practically. Like, yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe some money will show up that I didn't know, some insurance money that I didn't know I was owed. Or maybe I'll get a job where there's a $10,000 sign-on bonus, or I don't know, something will happen, or maybe the idea will come to me, or maybe it'll come to me $1,000 at a time, and then I'll have my $10,000. I don't know. Maybe the first step is to find clarity on how I'm going to get the $10,000. And I'm just going to ask God for clarity on how to get the $10,000. Just break it down, guys. Make it something believable. What is the path to your goal? Okay. Now, if it's something very small, like $100, you could find a $100 bill laying on the sidewalk, guys, right? And if you believe you can do that, fine. Now, if you don't, then I guess I believe I could find $1. Now, this is key. If you believe you can find $1 and you do this little exercise, maybe you will find $1. And then when you do find $1, you're going to go, oh my God, it worked. It worked. Wow. Now that's going to reinforce your belief that this works. Do you see how that works? You have to believe that you believe. You have to cultivate belief itself, guys. Remember, faith. You've either got it or you don't. So always be grateful. Remember, number one was the phone call. Number two was gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Write those two things down. You got to sit down in meditation, get grounded, get present. And then number one is the phone call from God. Visualize it. And God is going, you're going to get the clarity, or you're going to get the quarter, or the dollar bill, or the $100 bill, or the clarity, or the job offer, or whatever it is. Like I said, that's up to you. Break it down and make it practical. Make it believable how you're going to get to your goal. What do you believe you could manifest right now in literally 10 minutes, or maybe an hour? But do this exercise for 10 minutes. And maybe you can manifest it in 10 minutes. Maybe you'll walk out the door and there's a $100 bill. Holy shit, it worked. Or a dollar bill. Or I don't know, somebody gives you a refund on your credit card for something that you purchased and you overpaid on it. I don't know, guys. That's up to you and God. But whatever you do, make it believable and have gratitude that it's coming. Don't tell God how to do God's job. You don't need to. And here's another thing. You don't need to make sure that you believe. This is very important. Have gratitude that it's done. It's done. It's done. It's coming. It's done. It's coming. It's done. I have gratitude. I know it's coming. Whatever it is, it's done. All of these techniques that I'm explaining to you right now throughout this video, they are techniques. But here's the thing, guys. Have you noticed yet that everything that I've been coaching you on in this video is to foster, to cultivate belief. Have you noticed that? And again, gratitude, 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 gratitude. It's coming. God did not forget. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. It's coming. God did not forget. You don't have to keep checking to make sure that you believe it. It's done. It's done. Just have gratitude because it's done. Again, it starts with picking something that you believe that you can believe. And so you start believing it and you're grateful and you thank God. Oh man, I'm going to have this amazing thing. It already exists actually, because technically there's no such thing as time. So it actually does literally exist. Wow, that's amazing. I'm going to find $100 bill on the sidewalk, or a quarter, or whatever you think you can believe, or I'm going to get clarity about how I'm going to make $1,000 or $10,000, or manifest better health or a better job or whatever it is. Okay. And every day you sit down, you get grounded, you get present, and then there's the phone call. Hey, it's God. You're going to find that $100 bill laying on the sidewalk. Have a good day. And then you feel gratitude for it in your heart. And you're thankful. And then you get up out of your chair and you go about your day. Not ever double checking, do I believe it? I got to make sure that I believe. Don't make sure that you believe. It's done. It's done. Just have gratitude because it's done. God did not forget. It's done. You either got faith or you don't. So I hope this makes sense. What I'm trying to do is give you practical tools and techniques that you can do to cultivate your belief in a 10-minute technique. And you could even literally manifest something in 10 minutes after you do this technique, depending on how much you believe it or not. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.